for her actual beauty was not in itself so remarkable that none could be compared with her, or that no one could see her without being struck by it, but the contact of her presence, if you lived with her, was irresistible, and the attraction of her person, joining with the charm of her conversation and the character that attended all she said or did, was something bewitching.
What I have here is a silver tetradrachm of 4 drachma piece, minted in Syria between about 36 and 34 BC. As you can see, it's a double-headed coin. On the one side it shows Cleopatra, and on the other side it shows Mark Antony. This coin belongs to the period when Mark Antony was granting territories in Syria to Cleopatra. Having heads on opposite sides of the coin clearly announces their political alliance, but it doesn't necessarily suggest anything more than that. If they'd wanted to signal a marital relationship, they'd have been much more likely to have put themselves together on the same side of the coin, which is in fact what we see with Mark Antony and his wife Octavia. They appear together on the same side of the coin to signal their marital relationship. Instead, they're separated, on opposite sides of the same coin. The inscription accompanying Mark Antony's portrait makes no mention of his relationship with Cleopatra, and simply describes him as imperator and a member of the Third Triumvirate. Of course, the nuances of the coin don't preclude a closer personal relationship, which is in fact how events at the time were developing. Cleopatra's portrait on these coins is of course what usually attracts attention. If you want to know what the famous queen looked like, you should turn to her coins, which are of course the only contemporary documents that record her physical appearance. What often surprises people who see these coins for the first time is that Cleopatra does not appear to be a conventional beauty. She has a large nose, a prominent chin and thin lips, and these features are common to all coin portraits of Cleopatra. So too is the royal diadem over her hair, and the finely draped bust with this extraordinary and prominent necklace. We find this necklace on all of her coins, and it must have been some very important aspect of her identity, but no ancient source mentions it.
Historians have puzzled over the inscription that accompanies her portrait. It reads, "Queen Cleopatra, the newer goddess." It's not clear what this title, the newer goddess, or the younger goddess, actually means.
One ingenious suggestion is that Cleopatra is comparing herself with an earlier Seleucid queen of Syria called Cleopatra the Goddess, and so she's posing as the successor of this earlier queen, effectively announcing herself as a queen of Syria, which is where this coin circulated, rather than Egypt. So this would make her the namesake of the earlier Cleopatra. It would be something like Queen Cleopatra the Goddess II, or the younger Queen Cleopatra the Goddess. But there are problems with this interpretation, because the same inscription also occurs on coins minted in places outside Syria, in places in fact where the earlier Queen Cleopatra the Goddess never reigned. So what would be the relevance of those titles there if they were referring to this earlier queen?
Perhaps, after all, it would be more prudent to return to the first interpretation of Queen Cleopatra, the newer goddess, or the younger goddess, even if it's not certain what this means.
Now, some suggest that the coin portraits you see like this of Cleopatra demonstrate that the myth of her beauty is just that, a myth. Others have countered that the coin portraits are simply too stylised and too small to be accurate renditions of her original appearance, but this is wrong. The features that are distinctive about her, the large nose, the strong chin, the thin lips, these are consistently depicted on the coins, and they must be important features of her individuality. And in fact, as a combination, they're not unattractive. These coin portraits were images of power, and Hellenistic royal power rested with an individual, in this case a queen in her mid-30s whose intelligence and social skills had helped her ally herself with the great power brokers of the day. She did not need incomparable beauty to help her make these alliances. Perhaps our reactions to her original portraits say more about the ways our expectations are shaped by modern values than about Cleopatra's beauty or lack of it.